As the fashion retail sector grows at an average of 5% annually, we focus on Dubai's fashion industry and how top local and international brands are taking it forward. I'm with Simon Locke, the Creative Director of Dubai Fashion Week. Simon, hi and welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Dubai is increasingly being recognized as a global fashion hub. How did this start off and when did this happen?
I think the strength of the fashion industry here is obviously it's fashion retail. I mean, here we are in the centre of the Mall of the Emirates, and it's really one of the biggest fashion retail centres for the region. So I think that's really where the core of the fashion industry here is in Dubai. And of course, there's a lot of Emirati designers who are now trying to become part of that along with the international brands. And I think that's where the great opportunity for growth and development is with the industry.
And obviously the mall culture in Dubai is pretty much driving the fashion industry over here.
Yeah, well, I mean, fashion retail is always at the front end of the industry. I mean, that's where the industry connects to consumers, and that's obviously the most important part. But behind that is the manufacturing and the wholesaling and the design part of the industry, and they're very important parts too. I mean, they employ people, they encourage growth and development, they develop economic output for the country.
Okay, excellent. Now let's focus on top international brands. There has been an interest in terms of international brands and top designers. Now these designers are also, they also have a lot of interest in terms of Dubai in the region here as a hub.
Well, absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's the spending power of the shoppers that come to Dubai and that are in Dubai is the reason why they're interested. The international designers see this as a very important retailing hub for them. And a lot of the multi-brand shops are here. People like Harvey Nichols are here, and everyone from Louis Vuitton through to Zegna and Gucci are all here. So, and I guess the local industry really looks at those powerhouse international brands and sort of says, well, why can't we develop a brand like that for ourselves out of Dubai? And I mean, there's been a number of very successful brands developed globally out of the Middle East. Probably the most famous is El Issar.
And there's also now, of course, like you mentioned, a lot of interest in terms of Arab designers and local regional talent here. What is the government doing for that, if you could?
Well, I think there's two sorts. I mean, there's the Arab designers that are focusing on cultural dress. Abayas and such are hugely popular right around the region in many parts of the world. And then there's sort of what's referred to as the ready-to-wear part of the industry, which is the clothes that you'll see in boutiques, obviously ready-made and branded, and more Western-orientated in their silhouettes and cuts. And of course, the other part of the industry is the Haute Couture, which is the special occasion dressing for all the balls and all the weddings. And probably the haute couture industry here in Dubai is one of the strongest sectors of the industry. My belief is there's more haute couture garments sold in Dubai than in fact in Paris.
Wow.
So
okay.
While there's a lot of media coverage, of course, about the haute couture shows twice a year in Paris, and there's a lot of Middle Eastern ladies that go and attend those shows.
Okay, excellent. That's very interesting. Now, in terms of fashion, it's being taken much more seriously in terms of it's also trickling down to the real estate industry in terms of we do have the Armani Hotel, which is the only hotel in the world. What does that say about the industry?
Well, look, I think designers are always looking for ways to extend their brands into the lifestyle of people, and Marni have done that well with their hotels, but we're also seeing it here now with apartments in Dubai that are being designed by Fendi and others.
Right.
So the association between designers and apartments and real estate is becoming, it started in hotels and now it's going into apartments.
And what kind of growth do you expect to see in the short term?
Well, look, the retail industry here is growing on average about 5% every year anyway, but I think with some additional support from the government and the right sort of strategies that the fashion industry can outstrip that and maybe do 8, 9, 10% per annum, which is pretty impressive.
Thanks so much for your time, Simon.
Absolute pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.